Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. And I am Marina, Heart-Centered Tarot, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. So on our little panel here, we've got Shari, Voices from the Swamp.
In her t-shirt.
Oh, in her t-shirt. Yeah.
I wore my t-shirt.
Not me.
Good girl. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have to start the show over again in 5 minutes while we all go change.
And that's why I'm here today, just to laugh. Yeah.
And we have got Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. And we have Aley from Heart and Soul Connected.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello. And Sharon is not able to join us. She has got a doctor's appointment off island. So, yeah, she won't be able to be with us today, but we're going to do the best that we can. Mm-hmm. And I see the notices have gone out. So we do have a few people in here that have come to join us. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to say hello to as many of you as I can before we get into what it is that we're going to be discussing today. So we've got Lalima, who's a new member. We've got Valerie Schmerlis, who is a new member, and Karen Adams, who is a new member. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the new members.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we have got, hold on. We have got Teresa Pukolsky, who's here. Thank you. We have got Willow Love. Hello, Willow Love. Nice to see you here. Sandy Johnson, Barbara Nesper, Christine Fryer. I'm just scrolling down.
Yes.
Linda H.
Yeah. Linda H. Yeah.
Willow Love. Bora Bora. Hello, Janet. Dr. S. And Dragonfly Crystals. Who let her in? Watching the door. Okay. Ness is here. Hello, Ness. I think Jill Gresham, first-time viewer. Welcome, Jill.
Welcome, Jill.
Yes. Hope you're going to find this enjoyable and informative.
Yes.
Okay. Who else?
Garnet's here.
Hello, Garnet. Joanne Castello is here. Jenny Berlin, oil painter. Hey, Diana.
Hey, Diana.
Artist Liz. Rita is here.
Courtney
is here. Wayne Rich. Hello, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne.
Moira D. Who else?
Lisa's here.
Nana Heather. Hello, Nana Heather.
Hey, Nana Heather.
Warrior Girl. Nice to see you.
Warrior Girl.
Lisa Niedermeyer.
Courtney.
Wayne. Rich, I think I said hello to Wayne. So hello to all of you.
Thank you all for being here today. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Really, really appreciate knowing that you're there. So, all righty. So what I thought that we would talk about today, and this is it's sort of come up for me recently, is being able to connect the dots. How did we get to where we are? Because while things are happening, you don't always see what the connection is, but we didn't all end up here by mistake. This wasn't just a coincidence. This was divinely guided, not only for us as the readers here, but also for you guys in the audience. This is not an accident. So it's about going back and taking a look and seeing how, if you can, connect the dots and seeing how one leads to the other. So Carolyn Booker. Hello, Carolyn Booker. And we have got
Carolyn, answer your email.
Carolyn.
Linda De Gonzalez is here.
Linda De Gonzalez. Thank you.
Bear. Yeah.
Care Bear. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Carolyn and Peter are supposed to be on with me this weekend, and I'm still waiting for her to send me a picture.
Uh-oh. Yeah, exactly. So let's start here with, we'll go with Shari. You can start. How'd you get here? How'd you get here?
2 lefts and a U-Haul.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, you
Excuse
got
me.
her all choked up there
Oh,
now. Marina.
Yeah. Shouldn't have made me laugh.
Mhm.
Well, it kind of started back. You said to go back about 5 years. So
Yeah.
that would have been just before Mama passed. And so my life was wrapped around that. And then she passed away June of 2019. We got slammed and put into quarantine in February of 20. So not even 6 months later. And I just started channel surfing on YouTube out of boredom. I mean, I had a work computer at home, and my boss said, "Do what you do at home." But I didn't have anything to do because we didn't have any students because campus was closed. So
Yeah.
I spent my days playing on the computer and not knowing what to do with myself. And I stumbled into this community, and it was just one person after another. Once I finally got the nerve up to say hello in the chat, and um, a lot of folks that right here on in the chat right now were there when I first kind of stumbled in and finally started talking, and and the encouragement I got, and the and everything. And then when I finally asked for a reading, Aley was the one that gave it to me, and
Wow. Nice.
it was the first time I'd ever said anything about my mom or anything, and I just said, I'm a message from my mother who died, da 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 da. And it was Aley and Susan were on together. Before Susan could take a breath, Aley looks up real quick. She says, "She remembers everything." She said to tell you she remembers everything. And at that point, I was in tears because it was like I knew that came straight from my mom because she had dementia and she didn't remember anything when she died. So I knew that was that came directly from her.
Yeah.
And that just kind of sealed the deal for me, I guess you could say. And I've loved Aley ever since. So,
Sherry, I
um,
love you too, honey.
but I just kind of slowly got to know people, and then somebody sent me a deck of cards and told me, you're psychic, right? And I'm like, no, no, no. And they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they sent me cards, and I just started practicing at home and watching the other readers and trying to figure out what the hell I was doing. But it just felt right when I started doing it. It was like coming home.
Yeah,
I felt like I was finally home when I started
sure.
doing everything. It just clicked, and it's been a learning process ever since. And I'm thoroughly blessed to have all of the lovely ladies and gentlemen in our community that have just accepted me, warts and all, as is. So
Perfect.
That's great, Sherry.
And how about you, Aley?
Well, I don't want to go back too far. I mean, I used to only listen to YouTube to catch up on the news, like clips of things I've missed or something. And my friend, my best friend, told me that she was listening to some readers, not even anybody that I even went right to. She had different people she was listening to.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's cool. So I started listening to a few readers, and then my husband was home with for COVID. I mean, he didn't have it, but he was home for that year,
Yeah.
and he was driving me crazy. And so I said, I think I have something that we can do. I said, let's open up a YouTube channel. And because we had been watching Linda G and several others talking political, because we were, all kind of crazy around that time.
Yeah.
So he said, all right. I said, I can help you do it. I'd be happy to help you do it because I'm working, So he did 2 shows. And then he said, well, this really isn't my cup of tea. And I said, I'm going to continue. So I ended up sort of by default getting the channel just for me. He's been on a couple times, of course, but and in 2021 or 2022, I was asked by Cat Mama to interview people for a series I did on how I got through fascism and plague. And I had people come on and talk about both things. Some of them had channels, some of them weren't. They were just, they were subscribers and things like that. Anybody that wanted to do it. And I had quite a number of people come on at that point, and it was amazing. The stories were all so much alike, and made me really happy to see that people turned here because there wasn't any place outside of here they could go to anyway, and that they were able to share and lament and encourage and all those other things in order to get through this crap we were going through at the time. So I just had my 1,000. This is my 1001 video. So I'm here for the long haul. I keep getting interrupted by life, but you know what? I'll always be back as long as I got some breath in me. So thank you to everybody this week, especially for being so kind and loving. You always are, and I appreciate it. So thank you.
Because you deserve it. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
We all shower love on you.
Exactly. And on that note, I just want to remind everyone that please like, share, subscribe to all the channels. They're all listed in the description of the video. Video.
Thank you, Care Bear just went and subscribed, she said.
Nice. Perfect. And while we're still sort of on Aley, I think we need to, if you can, send out lots of light and love and healing.
Thank you.
To Aley and her husband.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're more than
we really truly feel it. I've had people sending Reiki and love, and I'm awash with it. I really am, and I can't say that I'm more grateful than for all that from all of you. So thank you so much. He's
a very nice guy.
Thank
Absolutely.
You.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks, Marina.
Mm-hmm. You are more than welcome. And astrology happening.
Astrology happening.
Thank you. That is very, very kind of you. Unfortunately, we don't take questions from the chat. In this particular show, we ask you to submit your questions ahead of time. And if you go to any of our YouTube channels, especially under the community tab, you'll see we will post generally sometime over the weekend, little thing that says, post your questions for Sisters of the Mystical Tarot below in the comments. That's where we draw the questions from. And that is so that we know how many questions we have and how much we're dealing with, because we generally try to keep the show at about an hour. Anything more than that, and it just gets to be...
we could add it on for next week. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
We can
absolutely
do that.
So definitely can do that for you for next week.
Who's on, Val? Are you the one doing it next week?
Next week is it's supposed to be Sharon. Next week.
Okay. Then let me copy this off of here and save it for Sharon, and we will do it next week.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Astrology happening.
Oh, astrology happening. Yeah. How could you know? if you didn't ask, you'd never know. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And now, Val, let's get to you. How did you get here? What was your journey?
Weird. It's a very weird story. So it starts out where this all seems to be online things that were happening for me. So about 5 years ago, just maybe outside, maybe 6 years ago, I came across somebody, not on YouTube, but they did these great readings, reading the future. And I kind of became part of that community and reading things for the future. But I also did a healing or did a session, a reading with this person. And they helped me to release the grief that I had for my son's passing. That allowed me, it was like a 30-day Buddhist process every morning that you get up and do this. That freed me up to be able to come back online in my life. And so that led me to the Donald Trump thing. And the Donald Trump thing was like a plague. I'm sorry, everyone, but it was. And I knew it was like we flipped timelines. And I got up in the morning and I knew, no, Hillary was supposed to win, but she didn't. And I'm going like, no, this isn't right. I could feel it. I didn't wake up in the right timeline. So anyway, that having been said, I don't know how I ended up on YouTube looking around, but I started to notice all these channels. Yes, Linda G, you are the one, because you brought me a lot of comfort, and I felt so much better hearing Linda's perspective and take on what is coming for America, what is going on politically. I was like, oh, somebody understands, and somebody is, telling us, don't worry, the darkness will pass. So that having been said,
I'd have gotten through it without Linda G.
It was in 2019 that I reached out and got an Akashic record reading. And after that reading, my life changed dramatically, so that it wasn't even 8 months later. I already had a YouTube channel, but not one that was public. Well, not one that presented information as a show. And I felt all these things coming before me. I had already been in that 8 months prompted to learn tarot cards online, prompted to learn all these different things, get my mediumship skills up, and all my other things. So all of that having been said, the people that came into my life and shifted it is that person who gave me that reading and gave me the technique to get rid of, to release my grief, the person that gave me my Akashic record reading, the guides and angels who came before me to put all of these tools in my hands, that when I got on YouTube, I became part of a community that did this. And the first thing I did is I had the Akashic record reader come on my show. And I also reached out to Scott Allen, Spiritual Essence, who allowed, he kind of showcased me. And that's how I got involved with every beautiful soul here through that process. And the real purpose of my channel was to create that foundation for things that I do, like the spiritual shows we do, like this one, like Messages for Light Workers, for the channeling, for all those things that we do. And even our political shows that bring humor, like Story in the Cards, and all of that, the Golden Girls Coffee Klatch, where we talk about things going on and the politics, and all of that brings everyone peace and comfort. And I'm in the sweet spot of my life here with everyone. I'm liking it.
I get it.
Yeah. All these people I met, Marina, Shari, Aley, all these people were all those moments of meeting people that changed your life. So
you never thought you'd get them not that we're at the end of life. I don't want to be depressing, but as we got a little older, let's say, we didn't expect that we would be having. Yeah.
It's because when you reach 40 and on, your guides get a little active and want you, they know you have time and they're going to put things in front of you.
Get on with it, right? Get on with it, you
Yeah.
silly girl.
Yes. Step
I heard
into
somebody
your
say something the
wisdom.
other day that when you hit
Mhm.
your 40s and 50s, it's when you realize that you have less years before you than you have behind you.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you hit your 40s
Okay.
that you
Yeah.
break the family icon of who you thought you were as
Yeah.
the little
Yep.
kid
Yeah.
growing
And you live
up. Who your
authentically.
family
Yeah.
made you think you were. You
Mhm.
become authentic. And in that
Yeah.
authentic place, you're now able to create the life you want. So
Yeah.
it's all around that timing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right,
I
Arlene.
think
We
there's a
are
reason that we have come on and sort of met each other at this particular age and in this particular time.
Mhm.
And that is, had we met before, I don't know that we would have the same kind of relationship, because we wouldn't have the life experience that we have now. Now we can bring all that to the table. Now we can share with each other without being harsh on ourselves. You know, sometimes when you're younger and you want to share something with someone else and you go, oh no, I don't think I can say that, because they might judge me, they might see me in a different light. Well, when you get to a certain point, you go, I really, I don't care. Like this is it, this is what you get, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And you know what? You should never care. I don't care how young you are.
Right.
I
Right.
mean,
But
you're not
we're sort of
hurting
trained
someone.
to. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Don't feel
Yeah.
diminished over anything that is something that you are. Yeah.
Yep.
And I know the age of 40 was a real life-changing year for me.
Didn't you
'Cause
think
that's
you
the
were
year
old?
that's the year my husband died. I was
I
40.
know. You had
It
a
was
different
before I turned
situation.
40.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, I literally had to step back and go, who am I? What do I want? What
Yeah.
direction am I going in? Because my whole
Too
life was
soon, Jerry.
topsy-turvy at
Yeah.
that
Way
point,
too soon. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And so, I mean, I know now that he was helping to guide me some of the wild steps I took to
Yes.
get me where I needed to be. But I had to go to Arizona for those 10 years to
Mhm.
learn certain things, not just about myself, but spiritually from the local tribes
Oh, very sure. Very
that
true.
I never would have, I don't think, learned back here.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know my sort of big jump into all this was about 5 years ago. And it was sort of a rediscovery of things that I had known before that I had sort of suppressed, because it just wasn't something that was talked about. It was suppressed before I get into.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, anyway, so yeah, it was about 5 years ago that it really started to come back. And I did the same thing. There was something that was on YouTube that my son said, oh, go on YouTube, check this out, it's really, really funny. And so I did that, and I think it was one of the readers that came up in my feed, and I thought, oh, really? This is interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, tuned in, and it was like, oh, okay. As a matter of fact, it was, oh my gosh, Cindy from, I can't remember what her channel is. Not, it's on the tip of my tongue. But she had, and it was a reading for Libra that she had done. And I listened to it because it caught my attention right away. Because, I mean, it's Libra. Of course I'm going to listen. But it's like she was talking to me. She wasn't talking to anybody else. Like I just kept nodding, thinking, oh my God, you're living in my house, right? You're watching me.
Where are the hidden
And then-
cameras?
Yeah. And then from there went on to, a few other readers. And then about the same time is when I was told to, make your own deck. I did. Most of you know that story, so I'm not going to tell you all over again. And then it was, get on YouTube. What have you got to lose? Get on YouTube. And I started to do, I started off with the political readings because that was what was going on. Everybody wanted to know about the politics. And then just met you guys. That I distinctly remember Val and I were both on Scott's channel. We had, we did a collab with Scott. And, I said, oh, listen, you come on my channel, we'll go on your channel. And the next time that we met, it was like I knew who I was working with. There was no, let's get to know you. It was just
immediate. Yeah.
Immediate. Yeah. That soul recognition. And I belong to not only to a terror group here in town, but also through QHHT, found out that I'm on the Council of 13. And that group is known as a light worker group.
Okay.
So Val and I were talking after the show, and she said something about light worker, and I kind of perked up, and I heard a voice that say, if she says it again, you better tell her. I thought, okay. So I was trying very hard not to steer the conversation in that direction because I knew that it had to just, so we're chatting and chatting, and she brings it up again. And I went, okay, I have to tell you, yes, I'm one of the light workers and da, da, da. And she said, oh my God, I have a show. I have the thumbnail.
Wow.
And it, boom.
It was waiting for the person. That's awesome.
Waiting for the person. I go, why am I making this? Why am I making this thumbnail? This messages for light workers thumbnail. Yeah. Then I found out why.
Yeah. And it was the same with Shari. Yeah. It was the same with you, Aley, and with some of the other people that we've had on the show. It was like instant recognition. Like my soul recognizes your soul. And the fact that we are delivering that message of calm, right? This is I know that it can be distressing. I know it can be challenging. It can be an awful lot of things. Just stay calm, because the fact that we are all together, like I said earlier, is not by accident. It's by divine guidance that we have ended up where we are. They are not about to trip us. They are not about to set us up for failure. They are not about to give us messages that are not consistent with the truth. So just have to go forward in faith. Yeah.
And you know what's so odd, Marina, is that I saw you in a clip, and I didn't watch the video, but I had it saved for like a month, I guess, and just forgot to go back to it because when all these new people, was hitting me because I was so new at it. And it was about a month or 2 months later when I was trying to clear through the list and your face popped up on that thing again. I went, oh, wait a minute. I haven't watched her yet. And the minute I did, I felt that instant attachment. I mean, it just,
so I'd like to say this.
Yeah.
I got an email from Janet Bora Bora. And I get a lot of emails from people saying, can you have this person come on or this or that? But she said, you need to see this Marina heart-centered tarot lady. You need to see her because she's fabulous and you two should work together. So I had sent out an email, but sometimes you don't get them on time or they get lost or whatever. So then she came back in and it's like, that's what Janet wanted. Janet gets what she wants.
Absolutely.
So cool.
And
That's
and
cool.
she did the same with me. I distinctly
Uh-huh.
remember her
Yeah.
saying, you need to check out
Yeah.
Heart Center Tarot. And I went, or not Heart Center Tarot, Heart and Soul Connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was boom, done,
Ooh.
instant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
Yeah, Scott was the one that got me my first group of subscribers. He was a guest on somebody else's channel. I was in the chat. I just kind of got my channel up and I didn't know what to do with it. And the host of the show was like, "Oh, there's that hurricane's coming. Are y'all okay? Are you in the path?" And I'm like,
Oh, yeah. You
we're in the
made that
path, but
hurricane
I'm not
tape.
worried about
Yes.
it." I said, I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna do a hurricane vlog. I'm just gonna like go outside every day and film for a minute or two and show everybody what it's like when you're waiting for a hurricane to come.
I remember
And
Sherry.
Scott was like, "You got a channel?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I just started it. I only have like 2 subscribers, I think, me and my son." And he was like, "Okay, everybody right now, stop what you're doing. Go to Sherry's channel and go subscribe." By the time the show was over, I had like 40 something subscribers.
That's
And I
the
was
way to
like,
do it.
okay, well, I guess I got to do something now.
Yeah.
And I have to
But
say, Scott
I'm
Allen's
forever be
spiritual
thankful to him for
essence.
that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've been on with him as well. And
Yeah.
Garnet, you're right. It was all orchestrated by the divine.
Yes.
We're all in absolute
Yeah.
agreement with you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Totally.
because certain people that I used to listen to that I don't listen to anymore,
They
I
have
don't
a
know, for
different
whatever reason
vibration
why
or
we
something.
just don't mesh anymore.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
they were the catalyst that led me to this
Right.
person,
Yeah.
that then
Yes.
led me to
Yeah.
that person, that
Yeah.
brought me to Aley, that then brought me to Marina,
Yes.
which brought me to Val,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and so yeah,
And the
it's
cards just keep on falling.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
all giving me the chills.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And
Really.
I know we have watched each other grow in our abilities.
Mhm.
yeah,
And it's
Mhm.
it's like we're a cheering section for each
yeah,
one of us, right? There isn't
Yeah.
sometimes you get a group of women together and there's always the one that wants to be the queen bee, I'm in charge. Or there's the one who always has an opinion about everybody and so on and so forth, needs to
Mhm.
be the center of attention. We don't have that. Like when someone reaches a level or they've done something great, we are all genuinely happy. Like, yes,
Yeah.
this is fantastic. This is wonderful.
let's
And
have a party.
yeah,
Yeah.
very, very encouraging. And I find that a lot of our viewers are the same way. They're very
Very,
compassionate.
very supportive.
other.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, very supportive, very there. You need something. Honestly, I think that whatever, if something awful was to happen, all you had to do was mention it to one of the people in the room and
Yep.
they would
Yeah,
take care of it.
Yeah.
done deal.
It would be taken
Yeah.
care of.
It's
Whatever
I've
was
gotten
everywhere.
emails from those in chat just for encouragement, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I mention something that happened 2 or 3 days later, I'll get an email from somebody from the chat and say, "I
Yes.
just want to check, is so and so okay? Are you going to do all right?"
Yes.
I had a guest on, I guess about 2 years ago, who, and I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just the way it came out, but it came across really rude, like she was being really ugly to me. And it just kind of stumped me because I didn't quite know how to handle it. So I just ignored it and just kept going. And about an hour after the show, I get an email from like 3 different people in the chat who were all emailing me to ask me, was I okay?
Oh, that's
Did
sweet.
she apologize?
Uh-huh.
She was very rude. I was like, I appreciate
Wow.
it. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I think it just came out wrong. I don't think it was intentional. And because I didn't want anybody to say anything bad about the person, because she's
Oh
an
yeah,
excellent
you
reader,
want
it just an
Yeah.
off moment.
Just an off
It
day.
happens.
Yeah.
to
And,
feelings and
but it was so
find
touching that I
balance.
had
It's a
people
balance when you
emailing me to make sure that I wasn't upset or hurt,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
they saw the other person's action as being hurtful to me, and
Yeah.
I wasn't really hurt. I was kind of taken aback, but it was like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
It just kept going, but
Hey,
Mhm.
Beck.
so
Mhm.
yeah. Hey, Beck.
So there's a
And I
song
saw
in the
Gerald
music.
in there earlier too.
There's a song in the Music Man, the play, and it's all these catty ladies that are sitting around, and they were calling them chickens, and they would be pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, talk a little more, pick a little, talk a little.
Yeah.
It sounds just like. And I thought of that when
Just
you
like
said that,
that.
and it's perfect.
Yes.
It's perfect. It's perfect, and we're
Yeah.
not like that.
That's
We're
what
not
we
like
want.
that.
No.
That can happen. I do know that can happen.
Yes.
And the few people
Absolutely.
that have kind of come through the community that were like that aren't still here. I mean, they
No.
just kind of moved right on through and
Yeah.
kept going. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
blessings to
Thanks,
you. And I
Daryl.
hope all works out in whatever you do. But,
Yeah.
I think real quickly they got that feeling that, no, we don't play that game here. So,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
all on each other's team. It's
Yeah.
community effort. And,
Exactly.
As it should be.
Yeah. And
Yes.
we love what we do. Like as much as we get that energy lift from each other, we also get it from the people in
you.
the chat, from you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
have.
hard for me to
Absolutely.
ever stay away when I have an issue, because I feel much more happy if I'm doing this. So that's why I'm in here today. And thank
Absolutely.
you all.
Six the dog
Absolutely.
last week, and I did I don't know how many shows I showed up
Yeah,
for to
you
do
did.
anyway. And
Yeah.
everybody was like, "What are you doing here? You're sick." And I'm like, "'Cause I get
This is my
energized
fun. Yeah.
being
Yeah.
here. It makes me feel better." So
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you, Jenny.
and the community in
Hi,
our
Jenny.
chat, we can feel your energy, and absolutely in every show when you're with us and you're commenting back and forth, and your energy is totally connecting with us, and that's how, of course, we can do readings and whatever else we do.
Yeah.
Right.
But it also gives us a beautiful energy, sharing that energy back and forth. And, that's why we're here. It's a beautiful, beautiful community of sharing. Yeah, I love this.
Safe passage,
Absolutely.
Sharon.
That's right, Sharon.
Yeah, hope you. Yeah,
Bye,
hope that it's a
Sharon.
smooth ride. I've been on ferries before when it's a little choppy or a little windy. Oh,
Yeah.
It can be, yeah.
I've been on a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Even the big ones aren't so bad, but the little ones, it's
Yeah,
You're right.
it can be.
absolutely it can be a challenge.
Yeah.
All righty. So, we do have some questions here now. And one of them, it's not really a question, it's a comment. Absolutely, is everybody I talked to today are telling me how tired they are. Yes, Christine, absolutely. We are
Mhm.
we are getting upgrades, and we are working energetically on the other side, whether you realize it or not. And I'll be putting up the third channel message that I received, and this is exactly what they're talking about. So everybody is tired.
Yeah.
And even I noticed yesterday, I think it was even Linda G who posted in the comments, is everybody as tired and confused as I am? What's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all in there. And I'm sure you ladies have felt it too. That just
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the
Absolutely.
chaos. It's the chaos that makes me tired, because every day there's some new,
Yeah.
not in my personal life, as much as even in the world, there's always something new I was devastated when Alexei Navalny was killed.
Oh.
It really, really
Yeah, me
has hurt
too.
my soul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that took a bite out of me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to
get it.
say. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
All righty. So let us go down and where are, oh, okay. So I've got, no, I want to go to banners. Go to banners, Marina. Okay. So we got to talk about confusion. You just saw it. That's what it's like. That's what
It's
it's
better
like.
than not. It's better than being at the Starbucks and not being able to articulate what you'd like.
I
I don't know. Give me that blonde coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I want. I'm in here all the time. Why are you asking me?
The one that looks like Sherry. You know what I mean?
That one. That one. Yeah. Okay. And Leia would like to know, what do the guides say about the effects suicide has on our soul family?
Oh. Ah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're not the only one, Vicky.
Well, actually, they're coming. The Akashic Record Masters are coming in on this one, and they're saying that everyone who comes down as part of that soul family and is incarnating is bringing back insights and information. There is nothing in your life that is by happenstance and chance when it's big, like when you leave the planet, how you leave the planet. Those are big things planned in advance. And you bring back still insights and information from everything that you're gaining. So in essence, it is a play. You're acting in that play. You're experiencing the experience. You are not that play. You are not those feelings. So you take the information of the wisdom of what it's like to go through that experience, and you're bringing it back to the soul group. And they incorporate everyone's experiences together. It is something that gets taken back to divine source as you're all connected all the way through, right up to divine source, even the oversoul, the Atman. So, yeah, this is all about realigning to who you really are, remembering who you really are. So, what is the most? What does that experience bring you? It is just the understanding of what it's like to expand out of that. Oh, I'm doing more than one card. What it feels like to expand out of that. I'm into my own story here, but they're telling me it's not a bad thing for the soul family. The soul family is just experiencing the wisdom you are gaining, not the terrible story, because we don't care on the other side. Coming it back to the soul family is beautiful. It's not a horrible experience. So in that way, no, it's not. That's a 3D explanation of what we think crossing by suicide means. It's not the same way over there. It's not seen in the same way. It's just an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on your life path. You chose it if you did it. So that's my.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get, Aley?
Pulled the growth card. Look at this. It's beautiful. And it says growth. And I immediately surrender to the process, simplify your healing. And it also comes in layers for the soul family is what this says, and which I can understand, because I don't think any of us haven't been touched on the ancestral line. We may not know it, but we may have had people in the ancestral line that had different soul paths. I know one of my cousins did. His name was Benedict Arnold. So anyway, he didn't kill himself. Maybe he should have. But the soul family is all about growing. So there you go.
And you, Shari?
I pull the Two of Cups reversed. And I think what it is because cups are such an emotional example of how we all feel that those of us that are left behind, it can put some blocks in because we're the ones that are hurting that person is left. But once they're gone and they're over and they're with their soul family over there, it's still rejoicing because that's all in the plan. I mean, we have free will to choose that or not, but at the same time, it's still all in the plan. It's what we decided we're going to take this road, we're going to discover this path so that what they learn while they're here, once they go back, they're able to go on and learn a new lesson for the next life they come in. You know, and maybe it'll be someone that saves people from taking that step, you know, or I mean, I don't know, just a gazillion different things, but I think that it's a two-prong answer because it's those of us that are physically here on the planet are going to be upset, we're going to hurt. That's true no matter how a person passes because we miss that person. Those of us that are empaths and light workers, we know that they never really leave us, but we still miss them because they're not physically there for us to hug or hold or kiss or whatever. But once they're there with once they're there with their soul families, it's just rejoicing and moving on to the next path. What's the next step? What's the next goal? Where do I head to next?
Yeah. And sometimes we have to remember that sometimes a suicide is a lesson for us. Sometimes it's a lesson for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
you know, we need to be able to kind of understand that. And the only way to understand that is with the passage of time, when we're able to look back and go, oh, you know what? Here's what happened after so-and-so passed away. Here's what happened after that. There was these life-changing moments and so on. I got the High Priestess. And this is, having the knowledge, having the secrets, going to the other side with where you're not only experience the knowledge, but you understand it fully. And so like Val said, it is an experience that you go through, and there is something at the end of it that a lesson, something that needed to be understood, and that was the only way that you could understand that, or that you could explain it to someone else. So I think it's a very protected soul who takes on that kind of contract because of the effects that it has, especially on other people. So totally. And hope that answers your question, Leah. And welcome, Book. Nice to see you here. Okay. And let me go to, all right, we'll take that out. Okay. And we had Teresa Bukulski wanted to know. Now this is sort of a two-parter, and I had to cut out some of the words. But she said, my dad, who married Mom in 1976, has passed and has always been there for us, always told us estate gets split between us, but that Ashley gets the car and furniture. His son says he knows this, but is keeping all of it anyway because he can. And dad left him everything. Did my dad actually cut us out of his inheritance? This is so bewildering and heartbreaking to us because it's different from what he told us.
Oh boy. Every time somebody dies, there's people just grabbing money or anything. And
Yes.
it's horrible.
Yes.
Sorry for you.
Yes, absolutely.
No good.
Delphi
Well,
Ross
all I
is
can
playing
say
with
is
the
without pulling a card, though, it is about your, this is the card that came out, I'm not kidding, soul journey. And this is about you learning that it's not about the things. And your brother is going to have his own experience being the way he is with everything. And to let go of the idea that the possessions are what is important, because your dad left you his love. He left you the legacy of being there for your growing up. So hold that to your heart dearly and send him beautiful light, thanking him for his beautiful energy and all the lessons he taught you while he was here. That is the important thing, because when you pass to the next dimension, you only take the love. So what is important here to learn in 3D? It's only the love that's important and the oneness. So drop the cares about what that is all about, because you're tying yourself to that energy and you don't want to do that. It's not in your best interest. So learn the lesson quickly and just let it go, and forgive your brother and forgive yourself and you forgive your father, all of the above. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, what'd you get, Shari?
I pulled the Magician, and I think this is just spirit letting her know you've got all the tools that you need to deal with the situation. Anytime in a family when something comes down like this and money gets in the middle of it, I've seen some of the closest families destroy themselves because of one person's greed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad to see it happen. But I think everything that what Val was saying about, going within your heart to let it heal and everything, that is so important. But at the same time, you may have to go talk to an attorney or somebody and say, hey, this is what we were told. This is what's happening. Was there a will left? Because if your dad spelled it out in a will and left it with his attorney, or left it with someone who he trusted to oversee his estate, then there's bound to be copies of it in his lawyer's office anyway. So, I mean, as ugly as that could turn out to be, that may be the only recourse of action you have. In the meantime, the most I can offer as far as just to feel better about it is, I mean, I've seen it happen to families that you thought never in a million years would go down that road. As one person, that greed takes hold, and
Yeah.
it can destroy a family. So it's very, very important to try to keep everyone together regardless and try to work through it. And you may have to take legal steps to prove it or not. I mean, your dad may not have left anything written down because he trusted everybody to do what he asked them to do.
Yep.
In which case, that's going to be left up to divine source to to move that person's heart and spirit to do what's right.
Yeah,
And that's all you can
absolutely.
do at that point.
What'd you get, Aley?
I got you deserve to be seen and let yourself be known. So, you know, I wrestle with this because I do have a lot of agreement with Val that this is just too stressful to have to deal with. But at the same time, you have other relations in your family. And if you feel as a collective that you need to find out more about it, then I would definitely see if there was a will. And because I do know that there have been situations where in my own husband's family where they left the house to my brother-in-law, but he lost the deed. So it ended up that everybody got a piece of it. And that was never fair because that wasn't the way it was set up. So we do see a lot of inequity in this. So it's up to you if you want to fight it or not. And sometimes it's just better to let it go. I agree with Val.
Yeah, I think so. I pulled the 10 of Pentacles. And this is all about legacy. And I think, yeah, Val is right. Your father left you a legacy of love that no one can take away from you. That is a memory that you can cherish. It has no value except what it means to you. It is entirely possible that the brother is, whether he's angry or he's dealing with something or whatever it might be, he could very well be just ticked off that, this has to be shared among the kids, and he just wants everything for himself. I think that I do agree that if you decide to pursue this, and it may not be a bad idea to ask the question, was there a will? Can we take a look at it? Right? For your benefit and for everybody else's benefit. And yet at the same time, I think this is deciding what is valuable, and what is valuable really and truly is that memory. The brother wants the possessions. Fine. That's all they are. They're possessions. And if your self-worth is measured by your possessions, then you are truly a very, very poor person. So that's what that would be my advice on that, for what it's worth. There you go. I hope that resonated with you.
Check with you, and just another mention, check with your state authorities to find out, are there particular laws on the books on how to deal with that? I mean, when my mother died, the only thing she still owned was her car. She didn't leave a will. And my brother and I were like, you know what? You take the car. I've got a vehicle. I don't need it. But we had to go down and fill out a ton of paperwork with the Department of Motor Vehicles and pay a hefty fee to say that, yes, there's no will. Yes, this person's going to take the property. Yes, this person agrees that it's perfectly okay. I mean, it was like a couple of hours just doing all the paperwork for it. Now, granted, Louisiana has some pretty arcane laws, but could be the same in your state. So
sorry to cut you off. We've got we've got Nessa's question and one more after that. We're at 58 minutes, so we might run a couple minutes, but if we can just quickly get to the next two, that way we don't leave anyone disappointed. All righty. So Ness would like just some light and energy sent for a job resolution. So sending you lots of light and energy. Things are going to work out exactly as they should. And I think, Ness, you're going to be just fine. So
yeah.
Let's pull a quick card.
I heard a big yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. What'd you get, Aley?
I have eternal life. I don't know what that exactly means, but what I do think is that we are provided with everything that we need in the right time, whether it looks dark or light in our lives. And so Keep walking the road, Ness, and know that all is in right divine timing.
What'd you get, Val? Oh, you're muted.
You're on mute,
Muted.
honey. You're on mute, Val.
Muted.
Sorry about that. So wellness, and I feel like if you just center yourself and connect yourself and ask for your highest good, you are going to get exactly what you need pretty quickly. So do that, and
Absolutely.
you'll find out you're manifesting quickly.
Yes.
Yep. And I pull the wheel for you. So that's good.
And I got the Queen of Cups, which she's all about intuition. So you let your Queen of Cups be your guide, right? Pay attention to how it feels and concentrate on the good feelings about this. And if you have to let something go, just let it go. I know it's easier said than done, but just let it go. All righty. And our last one is Willow Love. What do my guides want me to focus on with my channel? Yeah. And hello to all the new folks that have come in.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
for spending part of your day with us. Okay. And we're just getting ready to wrap it up. So Willow Love.
Oh, Willow. I'm going to go because this card is so cool. You are worthy. You are worth it all, my love. Whatever you want to do, it's there for you to do. Just let it flow. Let it, just let it explore itself, so to speak. I think you'll do fine, honey. And it takes a while to get up and running. Don't be discouraged. You are worth it.
Yep.
And I pull the full brand
And
new
I got
start.
the divine. Oh, go ahead, Sherry.
No, that's all I'm saying. Just brand new start. You got a brand new start.
Excellent.
And
they're
Val?
telling you to make sure you maintain your divine feminine platform and that energy of compassion and love in everything that you produce on your channel, and that will be serving the greater good of all. So
Absolutely.
that's a little arrow.
Perfect. And I got the Ace of Cups. This is just a lot of emotional support, a lot of sort of looking within, using your intuition, being thinking, your cup runneth over is basically what I'm getting. Is just follow your intuition. What should you focus on? Whatever your intuition tells you to. And even if it doesn't make sense to you, just follow it. You'll be going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Well, thank you. Thank you, all of you, for being here, for spending time with us, for sharing some of your stories and listening to us share ours. And ladies, it, as always, a great pleasure. Great pleasure. So love knowing that you're here. And don't forget, like I said earlier, you guys, go over to everyone's channel and like, share, and subscribe. And remember, some of us have merchandise. So go in there and look at the merch. And we also have memberships. So check out the memberships and see what resonates with you. But in the meantime, thank you to everyone. Note that we love spending time here with you, and we will see you next week when Sharon is going to be our hostess. Alrighty, take care all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.